The silence that has fallen between us is not just an absence of sound, it's a presence in itself. It looms over me like a shadow, pressing heavily against my chest with a weight I can't seem to lift. It's the kind of silence that doesn't just fill a room, it echoes in your mind, repeats in your thoughts, and reverberates in your heart. It's deafening in the way that only emotional distance can be. What once was a connection so vivid, so alive, now feels like a distant memory drowned in stillness. This silence is a void, an abyss that stretches endlessly before me, swallowing my thoughts, my hopes, and any sense of peace I try to cling to. It consumes me, and in its depth, I feel the cold loneliness of being emotionally adrift. Every day, I find myself walking through moments that should be ordinary, and yet they feel hollow. There is a lingering emptiness in everything I do, a sense that something essential is missing. That something is you. And in the middle of this silence, I'm trapped in a mental maze, wondering, when is the right moment to reach out? Is it in the soft stillness of night, when the world quiets and my thoughts become more pronounced, more honest? Or is it better in the brightness of day, when everything feels more alive, and perhaps my words might find more room to breathe? This uncertainty gnaws at me constantly. I cycle through the possibilities, drafting messages in my mind, only to erase them before I can bring myself to send anything. It's a torment, this back and forth between hope and hesitation, between desire and fear. The idea of reaching out to you is terrifying in its own way. There's a part of me that desperately wants to bridge this gap, to extend my hand and pull you back toward me. But then there's another part, fragile and afraid, that panics at the thought. What if you don't respond? What if I'm met not with the kindness I remember but with indifference, or worse, silence once again? The fear of being ignored, of being forgotten, overwhelms me. It spirals into a whirlwind of anxiety that tightens around my chest and quickens my pulse. I imagine sending a message and watching the minutes turn into hours with no reply, imagining you glancing at your phone and simply moving on. That thought is unbearable. It paralyzes me, rendering me incapable of action, even though my heart is screaming for connection. I know I can't reach out thoughtlessly. This isn't something I can approach unprepared, not with the weight of what lies between us. There's too much at stake, too much history, too many emotions, too many unspoken things. I recognize now that this isn't just about a simple text or a phone call. It's about everything that call would represent: vulnerability, accountability, and an open heart. And I know that if I am to approach you again, it must be with sincerity and clarity. I need to come to you not just as someone who misses you, but as someone who has grown, someone who understands the gravity of my past actions and the importance of getting this right. You see, I want to be someone worthy of your time, worthy of your attention, your trust, your affection. That desire comes not from desperation, but from a deeper place of self-awareness and respect. I want to be the best version of myself, not only because I want to be enough for you, but because you inspire that in me. You make me want to be better. To be stronger, kinder, more grounded. I don't just want to prove that to you, I want to prove it to myself. Because being with you made me realize what it means to truly care for someone, to genuinely want their happiness even when you're unsure of your own. The feelings I have for you are not fleeting or superficial. They're intense, at times overwhelming, but always real. It's more than attraction. It's more than just wanting to be near you physically, although that pull is undeniable. It's a need to be in your presence, to share space with you, to feel the warmth of your energy. You have always had this magnetism, this light that draws me in. Your presence calms me and excites me in equal measure. And no matter how far I try to pull away, that pull remains constant, like gravity. Being near you feels like coming home, like finding peace in the chaos of life. but with that intensity has come mistakes. I can see now, with painful clarity, how I've let emotions dictate my actions in ways I'm not proud of. I acted out of impulse, out of fear, out of the deep-rooted insecurity of possibly losing you. And in doing so, I hurt you. I said things I shouldn't have. I reacted without thinking. Looking back, I see my own immaturity with a level of honesty I couldn't muster in the moment. I let my emotions get the better of me, and instead of handling things with the care you deserved, I made choices that drove a wedge between us. That is something I carry with me every day. I feel foolish for the way I behaved, foolish and deeply regretful. I replay those moments over and over in my mind, wishing I had chosen differently, wishing I had paused to breathe before speaking, to think before acting. And though I can't rewrite the past, I can acknowledge it. I can take responsibility for my actions. I won't make excuses. I was wrong, and I am genuinely sorry. There are nights when I lie awake wondering what's going through your mind. I find myself questioning if you ever think of me. Do you wonder what I'm doing, if I'm okay, if I miss you? Because I do, constantly. There's not a day that goes by where you don't cross my thoughts, sometimes unexpectedly, sometimes like a wave I know is coming but still hits me with full force. Sometimes I wonder if your attention has turned elsewhere, if someone else has taken the place I once held. And even though a part of me knows you, understands your heart, and believes that you still care, there's another part, a darker, more insecure part, that doubts, that fears, that questions everything. It's hard to quiet those voices in my head. The ones that say I've lost you forever. The ones that whisper that I'm too late. That you've moved on. But despite those fears, I've come to a realization that I can no longer ignore. I don't want anyone else. Not physically, not emotionally. No one else draws me in the way you do. No one else stirs this kind of longing in me. This connection we share, it's unlike anything I've experienced before. It's not just about love or passion or companionship. It's about something deeper. Something that feels almost spiritual in its depth. A bond that exists beyond logic, beyond reason. It's a kind of love that doesn't fade with distance or time. I want you. And only you. I want to be with you in every sense of the word. I want to share my life with you, not just the highs, but the mundane, the quiet, the difficult. I want to wake up knowing you're part of my day. I want to talk with you about everything and nothing. I want to laugh with you again, hold your hand, feel your presence beside me. I want to be your partner, your confidant, your peace. It's not about neediness. It's about knowing that life feels more complete with you in it. Your memory haunts me, not in a painful way, but in a way that constantly reminds me of what I've lost, and what I still hope to reclaim. I think of the time we've spent together, the laughter, the conversations, the shared moments that felt like time stood still. I hold on to those memories, not because I want to dwell in the past, but because they remind me of what's possible. They remind me that love like this is rare, and that it's worth fighting for. Even in your absence, you are present in my thoughts. You live in the quiet spaces of my mind, in the songs I hear, in the dreams I have, in the things I wish I could share with you. I picture our future often. I imagine what it would be like to rebuild, to reconnect, to start again, not from scratch, but from understanding. From growth. From love. I believe we could find something even more meaningful, even stronger, if we're willing to try. This silence between us doesn't have to be the end. It can be a pause. A space where healing begins. I don't know what will happen next, and I can't promise that everything will be perfect. But I can promise that I'm ready to face it, with honesty, with maturity, and with an open heart. So here I am, with all my fears, my truths, and my hope laid bare. Not because I expect an answer right away. Not because I want to pressure you. But because you deserve to know how deeply I care. How deeply I've changed. And how much I still believe in us.